Hi guys, on the Politics Live show, Tory MP Nick Fletcher tried to own the Labour Party on both immigration and Brexit, but ended up making a fool of himself. He first attacked Labour for not supporting Tory policies, which is both stupid and wrong. The job of the opposition is not just to back the government on every policy. Second, he claimed that a Labour government would have open borders. I've yet to understand what that actually means. And finally, he said something about Brexit. Have a listen to this.
Your colleagues have voted 70 times against every single piece of legislation that we've put forward.
But that's their job. Their job is to hold you to account. Their job is not just to vote for every piece of policy that you put forward. Now, the Labour Party have voted with the government on a number of occasions because they agree with the policy.
Labour get in, you will open the borders, this country will be completely...
What the hell does that mean? What does it mean, open borders? There is an open border at the moment between the UK and France. Goods are not being checked. Some goods are being checked, but most goods are not being checked. So there is an open border post-Brexit between the UK and France. Goods are coming in, all sorts of goods are coming in, and a lot of them are not being checked. That's an open border. I've yet to hear a Tory MP or a brexiteer complain about that.
It will be teamed with people coming from all the different other countries that are coming here.
Immigration has increased since Brexit. So if your problem is immigration, then why would you say that, well, if we put Labour in charge, we're going to have massive immigration numbers? But there are massive immigration numbers at the moment under the Tory government. I really don't understand what type of point he's trying to make here.
And unfortunately, you'll ignore your electorate like you always have done. That's the problem that we had with Brexit. That's the problem that we're having now.
What is the problem with Brexit? I think he's trying to say that the Labour Party ignored the electorate when it came to Brexit, and that's why they were punished in 2019. Is that what he's trying to get at? Well, what happened in 2019? People were told by Boris Johnson and the Conservatives that if they voted for Boris Johnson's administration, Boris Johnson's government, Boris Johnson's party, they would end Brexit. Brexit would no longer be talked about. He would get Brexit done. Well, that was a lie. Brexit won't be done for a long time.
Okay. We need to listen to the people that put us here, and the people who put us here have said we've had enough of immigration at this moment in time. Our country is full, our services are struggling, our housing is struggling, our schools are struggling.
All right, well, let Kath...
You have been in charge for the last 13 years. Your party has been in charge for over a decade, and you're talking about schools struggling, the NHS struggling, all of these things struggling, people can't get housing. And you're blaming immigrants. You won't blame yourself. The immigrants aren't the ones who are not building the houses. You are. Once again, the Tories' response to all of this is to blame someone else. When Boris Johnson was in charge, blaming the EU. When the UK eventually left the European Union, well, they blamed the EU for a bit, but they had to find somebody else as a scapegoat. And now it's immigrants. It's immigrants' fault that the NHS is on its knees. It's immigrants' fault that there aren't enough houses being built. It's immigrants' fault that schools are crumbling. It's always somebody else's fault but theirs. Why should anyone vote for a party who's always blaming somebody else? Blaming somebody else when they have been in power for 13 years. Now, unfortunately, the Labour MP here responded to this, but it was pretty pathetic.
If I just come in with a few facts. The facts are that we have an asylum system that is just not working, and it needs to be invested in. You need to tackle the issue at source. You need to get we have a plan to invest in border patrol. Can I just finish?
Let her finish.
Nick, can I just finish? I'll let you speak.
Why are you focusing on immigration? Immigration is not the problem. The problem people have at the moment with the Tories is cost of living. Don't talk about immigration. It's not a real issue for most people. Talk about cost of living. What have you done to help people during this cost of living crisis? Nothing. The guy talked about crumbling schools. He talked about the NHS. He talked about a lack of housing. Focus on those things, because they are things that the Tory party and the Tory government can change, but have decided not to.
We also have a plan to invest in a returns
We've done that with Albania.
scheme. Well, yes, and we will build on that to make sure that we have asylum cases processed, that where people are legal to stay, they can get on with their lives. Where they're not, they can be returned.
All right, Catherine, I have
we need to invest the money that's being wasted currently, because the fact is the Rwanda plan, even as it's currently drafted, has a cap on it of 100, and it will be a drop. It'll be a drop in the ocean.
All right. Well, the idea, of course, is it is supposed.
Okay, the host went on to say that, well, it's actually supposed to be a deterrent. Well, obviously it's not a deterrent. But once again, why are you focusing on immigration? Why aren't you focusing on cost of living, the NHS, real issues that affect real people? The Tories want you to talk about immigration because they believe that the Labour Party will open the borders, whatever the hell that means, that there'll be higher immigration. You know, these are the same people who told people back in 2016 that if you vote to leave the European Union, we'll bring down immigration. See how that worked out. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.